This channel is to help you gain clarity through reflection process with logical thinking. Wisdom comes from reflection. How? By knowing yourself, looking inwardly. Knowing yourself is the beginning of clarity. Second, logic is the beginning of wisdom because logic gets you from A to B objectively. Third, clarity leads to wisdom, and wisdom leads to purity. Purity prevents corruption in thoughts, words, and deeds. Ultimately, leads to success, peace, and harmony. To reach purity, wisdom is the key. Clarity is the door. Reflection is the way, and logical thinking is the tool. Dear audience, I am Alicia Tay, a certified professional coach and HRDF certified trainer. My first question to you is, how do you do reflection? Do you just sit there and think and looking back what you did, then trying to analyze what went wrong, or thinking what others had done wrong? Well, the point is, in a lot of situations, it is not a matter of right or wrong. It is a matter of what works. Even if it is about right or wrong, then it is a matter of the angle of viewpoints. If the basis is about the subjective opinions or thoughts, it will be controversial. Like the idiom says, there are always two sides to every point. I think most of the time it is more than two sides. This channel is not about the topic. It is about doing reflection objectively. The topic is the subject for the reflection. This is the subject I have been seeking for answer. How? My seeking is the reflection process I have been demonstrating to you. Doing reflection objectively is to begin with facts and information, and then going through these facts and information with logical thinking. As a result, the outcome will be clear. Clarity leads to wisdom. Wisdom leads to purity. Ultimately, purity leads to success and peace. To begin with facts and information, it means putting your subjectivity aside. Put your subjective thoughts aside, because all this subjectivity will make you more confused and self-centered. Objectivity is about looking outward, and subjectivity is about looking inward. You look into yourself to search through your conditions inwardly. But to be objective, you need to look outward for facts and information. Is this clear to you? Let's begin with stage 1, mindfulness. Stage 1, mindfulness. Mindfulness is to think like a researcher, searching for facts and information. Today, the topic is the basis of good marriage and the basis of love. I have been seeking answers for these two subjects because I failed my marriage. I have been observing the good marriages for a long time, at least more than 10 years. Doing research, it takes time, but it varies in every case. Here are some of the facts I have observed from good marriages. A good marriage to me is both the husband and wife are still happily in love. Number 1, eye contact. I have witnessed that in good marriages, the couples look into each other's eyes and their eyes reveal what are in their hearts. Eyes don't lie. I can tell that they are in love. Number 2, appreciation. I have witnessed that in good marriages, in their speaking, they naturally express appreciation to each other. It flows out naturally. It is sweet. Number 3, care. I have witnessed that in good marriages, all these couples, in their actions, they express care for each other. They naturally care for each other. They think for each other and they show it in action. Fourth, respect. I witnessed that in the good marriages, the way they talk to each other, the words they use, the tone of voice, and the attitude toward each other show respect. You can tell that they respect each other. I love it. Number fifth, closeness. Physically, they cling to each other naturally. You can tell from their body language. They hold hands naturally. They put their hands on the shoulder naturally. These are what I yearn for. All these are the facts I have observed, not what I think. These are the facts in reality. Let's walk it through with logical thinking to make action plan. Let's move on to stage 2 and stage 3. Logical thinking and action plan. Stage 2 and Stage 3, logical thinking and action plan. Logical thinking is about seeing the logic and how it makes sense. About point number 1, the eye contact. I have found one interesting article from the website of Malik Eye Care. It says love is in the eyes. Prolonged eye contact has been thought to release phenolphthalein, a chemical response for feelings of attraction. It has also been thought to release oxytocin, the love chemical most closely associated with longer-term bond and commitment. Sure, most people can agree with this. Our eyes don't lie. When we love something or someone, that love flows out from our heart through our eyes. Can't argue with this. A good marriage is both the husband and wife are happily in love. Their eyes express the love in their hearts. Point number 2, appreciation. The logical question for appreciation is, what causes a person to appreciate and show appreciation? There are different aspects. A, if you don't take things for granted, you will appreciate everything. B, if you don't think you deserve anything, you will appreciate everything. C, if you have no expectation, you will appreciate everything. D, if you see the effort your spouse put in the marriage, you will appreciate everything. This is a time we should reflect and relate it to ourselves. Do the facts check. We are the life tester ourselves. Think about what you have experienced. When you take things for granted, will you appreciate? When you think you deserve it, will you appreciate? When you are full of expectation and they can't be met, will you appreciate? When you don't see the effort your spouse put in the marriage, will you appreciate? You have the answers in your heart. Point number 3, care. The logical question is, what does it mean when someone cares? It means 2 things. Number 1, this person is important to you. Number 2, this person is in your heart. Do the facts check relating to your children or your parents. Why do you care so much for them? Because they are important to you and they are in your heart. Correct? Agree? Point number 4, respect. Think about how do you behave when you respect someone. Will you be humble and lowly? Will you be patient and polite? How do you talk when you respect someone? Will you carefully choose the word when you speak? Will you raise your voice? Will you speak with hurting words? Will you get angry easily? Think about this. How do you feel when your spouse does not respect you? And what does it mean when your spouse respects you? Respect is the quality every human being should have. The common sense is respect is to be earned, and it starts from you. If you want people to treat you respectfully, you must show respect first. Nonetheless, it does not mean that you should pay an eye for an eye. When people don't respect you, don't do the same. Number 5, closeness. Yup, Closeness is about affection. Husband and wife is about having affection for each other. Losing the affection to get close to each other, this is not good. Of course, when you don't show the affection in the public, it does not mean you have lost it. But when you do show, it does mean you have it. And the acts of closeness should be natural. It should be naturally expressed. It is sweet to see the affection in a couple. In summary, the definition of a good marriage is subjective. It means different to everyone. Nonetheless, these 5 points are the most commonly seen in most good marriages. It is the outcome that speaks. A marriage is about two individuals become one and be bonded by love. The point is, what is love? I recently realized that love is the unspeakable sense in the deepest part of my heart. Think about our love for our children and our parents as the facts. Can you describe it? No. It is the unspeakable sense in the deepest part of our hearts. I used to think that the love between husband and wife is different. Now that I realize that it should not be different, it is because it is different, it is breakable. Because if it is the same, like the love between children and parents, it is unbreakable. The only difference is physical affection. This is the only difference. But to get to this point of realization is not easy. There is no formula. The only answer is blessing. Most people don't get to this point of realization. Ultimately, the basis of love is blessing and grace. The suggestion for action plan is, in my reflection, I know I don't have these 5 points. This is why my marriage failed. These 5 points make perfect sense to me. However, it is not like monkeys copying humans. These 5 points are the expression from within. To take the objective approach is to reflect on how to have these 5 expressions and what takes to have these 5 expressions. Instead of asking why. Yes, most of the time we should ask why, especially when we are doing logical thinking. But when it comes to making action plan, it is about what takes to make this happen. The answer lies in your heart. What do you really want in a marriage? The point is, you think you know when you get married. This is the sad part of the reality. What do you do when you realize that this is not what you want? Go through the reflection process with logical thinking to make an objective action plan. In conclusion, this is my reflection process. As a result, I believe that these 5 points are the basis of a good marriage because these 5 points are what I want. I want these 5 expressions. All these make perfect sense to me. Number one, eye contact. Yes, our eyes do not lie. I'm sure my eyes will reveal what is in my heart when looking at the person I love. This is sweet. Number two, appreciation. Sure, in any human relationship, be it parents and children or husband and wife, without the hearts of appreciation, negativity will take over, such as blaming, accusing, calculating, controlling, possessing, feeling unjust, etc. It is the appreciation that fills up the heart, leaving no room for the negativity. When your heart is appreciative, you will see all positivity and therefore you will emanate love. Third, care. Yes, caring is the way to tell how important this person is to you and how much this person fills your heart. Caring is loving. Fourth, respect. Certainly, respect leads to the sense of dignity. Every human being needs this sense of dignity. We cannot take for granted and turn it loose. Respect is certainly the key ingredient for a good marriage. Last but not least, the fifth, closeness. Absolutely. Husband and wife is about the affection and attraction to each other. Without this, the marriage cannot be good. These 5 points are the basis of a good marriage to me. And the basis of love is the unspeakable sense in the deepest part of my heart. It is like the love between the parents and the children. It is the sense of nothing but love. Ask yourself, why do you love your children or your parents? Do you have a reason? Do you love them for something? The answer is no. Ask yourself, do you love someone because of something? If so, logically, if that something has changed, your love will also be changed. Does it make sense to you? If it is nothing else but love, that means nothing else will change. Does it make sense to you? It does to me. To wrap up, the basis of a good marriage to me is that 5 points, that 5 expressions, the eye contact, the appreciation, the care, the respect, and the closeness. And the basis of love is the unspeakable sense in the deepest part of my heart. And it is nothing else but love. This is my reflection for these 2 subjects. I'm Alicia Tay, a certified professional coach and a HRTF certified trainer. Learn to do reflection process objectively by watching Reflection Time with Alicia Tay to gain clarity. Because wisdom comes from reflection. Logic is the beginning of wisdom. Clarity leads to wisdom. Ultimately, be a wise person. Do subscribe to my channel so that you will be notified whenever I upload a new video. Thank you. See you in my next video.